Hello and welcome. It's Rebecca here again from Arise and Thrive. So let's talk today about legacy. Yes, what is your living legacy? Let's jump straight into it. As life progresses, you really truly realize that we are kept so busy. Life can be so busy and so distracting with wiles, with circumstances. You're dealing with this, you're dealing with that, putting fires out here and there. And you have to get to where you really question, to what end? To what end? Because we're being kept so busy and it's not allowing us a lot of the times to move, to truly move in our purpose, to truly move in who we are called to be and in the way that we are called to move. And so this is why legacy is so important. I know normally we look at legacy in terms of what we leave for our families or for the people we care about when we die. But I want us to look at legacy from a different standpoint. I look at legacy as, I look at it as a living legacy, and I look at it as, what legacy am I living right now as I am doing life day to day? What legacy am I living for my family, for my children? And this is so important, and it is a much greater legacy than the financial legacy that you will leave, than what you will leave your loved ones when you have departed, right? When we look at what Christ did, Christ had a living legacy, and all that he did wasn't just the beauty of what he gave us wasn't only in his death, as powerful as that was and as essential as that was. It was also in his life before. That is part of his legacy, what he did while he walked on this earth. Today we live off of that. We live off of that, right? Our lives thrive off of that. We study what he did. That is his legacy for us, as well as his death, his resurrection, and then everything else that we gain as a result of what he did for us. And so I want you to think of your legacy not just as what is in what you're going to live at the end, but living now. What are you living out? Because whatever you're living out, you are leaving your family with, right? You are leaving your family with. Now, we see really sad circumstances happen in families. For instance, when a home is broken, sometimes you can find that pattern, that cycle repeats itself, whether it's with the first generation, then the daughter or the son, and then the grandchildren, going through the same cycle. Even with children, even with fertility, for instance, sometimes you can find that cycle repeating itself. So at some point, there becomes an unintentional legacy being left as a consequence of any number of things, right? Sometimes it can be a consequence of a poor choice made by somebody that has opened a door that then results in things unfolding in this way, and then nobody really knowing, because the enemy now knows, okay, I can do this here, and we then live with an expectation in that family that, okay, this is what our family goes through. And so living with that expectation, next thing, the next person down the line also experiences that, and then it goes so on and so forth. Somebody has started a legacy and somebody is carrying it on, right? I like to look at my life that way, that what legacy is it that I am living? For me, my parents have left me and continually leave me. My mom is alive and she has taught me a lot in the faith, and so she left me a legacy and continues to leave me a legacy of faith, right? That's one of the things. But also my dad, and to be honest with you, to me that is greater than any financial legacy that anybody can give me, because at the end of the day, what that does is it actually opens up my world so that I can actually become better financially as a result of that legacy, because I can actually pick up from what they taught me and go even further right? So I think about, well, what legacy am I leaving my children? What legacy do I want to leave them? But it's in how I live day by day. It's in how I handle them. It's in how I handle my spouse, how I handle the difficult situations. You're leaving a legacy in all those things. You are living, you're showing people how to deal with things, how to handle things, and you live them with that. So when you live here, when our kids grow up, for instance, they look back and they, oh, mom used to do this, or dad used to do this, oh, I'm doing the same thing they used to do. Or they can be like, you know what, this is what I was taught, and it is a blessing. And so find that other people were not taught the same thing, but for them it's put them way ahead, right? That is more valuable in many senses than being left a legacy of millions. Not that there's anything wrong with being left a legacy of millions. What I'm saying is the things that seem like they're just silent everyday things are the things that are most important. Is the money important? Yes. But greater than that is your everyday things. Are you living a legacy of love? Are you living a legacy of faith, a legacy of faithfulness, a legacy of being a person of integrity? What are you living behind? What are you living out as you go through life? So this is part of my legacy. I am an encourager. And so part of my legacy is that it is encouragement. It is never allowing other women around me, never allowing my children to sink down and not have that encouragement to know who they are and what they have and what they can do. That is part of my legacy. And so that's part of why I do these videos and these messages and share what I share, because for me it has been incredibly helpful. I had a mom, and I have a mom, who never allowed me to go down too far. She would allow me to have my moment when I cried, and then not allow me to let it go deeper than it needs to, right? Not allow me to sit with negativity and negative feelings and sit with pain longer than I need to. She encouraged me to get up and really encourage that warrior spirit in me. And so that is something incredibly valuable to me that she has in her life as she's gone through life, left me and taught me. So I encourage you, in your everyday, think about what legacy that you are living out and ultimately leaving for your family. I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments about one, your living legacy, and two, what you're actually doing. What is part of your living legacy, and what do you think about looking at legacy in that way? Thank you so much for taking the time to listen and watch. Until the next time, bye bye.